least once in your life, you must have thought this thing that, hey, what's the single thing to be successful? What's that key to be successful? Is this anything like this exist? Because when you go in search of to find that thing, to find that key to be successful, you really find countless things: hard work, smart work, talent, consistency, soft skills, what not. And even when you go inside of skills, you find really various kind of skills: sales skills, marketing skills, communication, negotiation, public speaking, really countless things are there. In that, also many varieties are there. But is there any kind of single thing exists in this world to be successful? Because if you go and search, if you even go on internet, everybody is there saying that thing, that hey, this is what's a thing to be successful. This is a key to be successful. Hard work is the key to be successful. Smart work is the key to be successful. Consistency is the key to be successful. But is that really? Are you having anything kind of this? Then my answer to you is yes. I'm not saying anything randomly. I am saying this thing to you just because of the reason I have been mentored by Tony Robbins. And if you do not know who is Tony Robbins, get this simple word. That guy is mentored by Jim Rohn. His first mentor was Jim Rohn. And now you can imagine the authority and value of that person. And even though that person is billionaire, best-selling author, and really he have achieved so much in his life. And okay, I have been mentored by that person, but how it will help you? Look, I'm not saying anything randomly. I am saying anything after being of course mentored, but also I'm carrying proof and that evidence for you and giving you guarantee that it will work 100%. And though Tony Robbins guarantee. And now you can imagine the value. And even that key isn't said simply by me. Isn't actually simply said by Tony Robbins or simply said by Jim Rohn. It's said by even the people in the sports industry. When you take the example of Cristiano Ronaldo, even he have said this thing. He have even said this thing. If you do not have that thing, then your hard work, your talent, doesn't matter. Even Tony Robbins says this thing, doesn't matter how much hard you work, how much smart you work, how much intelligence, talent you have, but until and unless you do not have this thing, nothing will work. So do you want to know what's that thing? What's that key to success? Then here it is. That key is hunger. If you will go and watch Cristiano Ronaldo's interview, if you will go to learn to get mentored by Tony Robbins, you will find this Tony Robbins saying again and again, you need hunger if you want to be successful. Not simply okay, successful, but hyper level of successful, at the level of billionaire. Even though Tony Robbins even guarantees this thing that hunger is this much important, this much value, that if you're having hunger, you can beat intelligence, you can beat talent, you can beat that. If there is a person who's more intelligent than you, if there is a person who is more talented than you, still you can beat it. Still you can beat it. And in some cases, this is also fine that you can also beat that blessed child. That much important the hunger is, that much value it plays. But why intelligence and talent are not taking place at that level? Just because of the reason intelligence is of course valuable, but it cannot fight. It can fight only at a very certain level, not at big higher level. No. If you will go around you, even if you will go in your society, you will find there are people. Or if you go in professional industry, corporate, you will find there are people who are really greatly intelligent. But according to their intelligence, they must get $1 million, but they are not getting. Because of the reason they are not having hunger. They aren't. Even your society, even when you take the example of corporate companies, in every industry there are people who are hyper level of intelligent, having hyper level of talent, but still they aren't having hunger, they aren't successful at that level. And even when it comes to talent, even if you take the example, every small talent of yours is worth really high. But what about when it comes to talent? Just talent isn't worth enough. You know your talent worth really millions. Really millions. When I give you the example of Dolly Jen, you know that person. This person actually charges lakhs to just drop a sari, to just sari in this way, that way. Lakhs. And she knows various way how to just tie a sari in this way, that way. Lakhs just to drop your sari. To just set in this, whatever. Lakhs. Just for a single sari. And people think it's not a talent. Your talent values this much. Even when but only if you're having hunger to express this. Even this woman have actually shown up till this level that she just drops the sari of Deepika Padukone, many celebrities, Neeta Ambani, and people like this. These. But when I give the example of those village girls, women, housewives, girls, they didn't know how to make great blouses, designs just from their hands. They're very good in creativity to make such things by their hands, from wood, from plastic. They can make, but they don't show up. They don't show up to the world, and just because of the reason, it's with them only. That's what. Even when you take the example of Nancy Tyagi, like this, there are really many people in this world, in village, in various corners of this world. Not when it comes to dress, when it comes to jewelries and various products. But they don't show up. They are not having hunger to do it more and more and more. To be more, to do more, to give more, to share more. But then that's why they are hidden there. And they aren't having success. But when you take the example of Nancy Tyagi, she's also from a very small town. But she came up. She starts doing that thing. She starts posting videos of her talent which she was having. And that's what, and like this, there are really various people in this world, not when it comes to designing those clothes, but jewelry, when it comes to plastic materials, lots of, but they don't show up. And that's what's the reason. If you don't show up, if you're not having that hunger to be more, to do more, to share more, nothing will happen. Your talent will be hidden. That's what. But when you take the example of Nancy Tyagi's success, it have actually made her travel. She actually traveled internationally. She have gone to Cannes, and her posters are coming everywhere. People are inviting her to podcast, to learn from her, to get her journey, her experience, and that's what it values. Just to drop a sari, relax. Okay. That's what it values. But only if you're having that hunger to be more, to do more, to give more, and share more. And this thing, I do not say, this thing Jim Rohn says. And here, your talent, your intelligence doesn't include. Only what includes is hunger. Hunger. And even this much value it contains, that if there is a person who is more talented than you, if that there is a person who is more intelligent than you, still you can beat that person. Even the blessed child. How? Because I'm not talking about that hunger for a small period of time. Because everybody can have it for a month, for a week, for a year, for 2 years, for half a decade. But you need hunger for at least a decade. At least a decade. You need hunger. And even you can see if there is a person, if there is a relationship going beyond a decade, you can see this is a great relationship. If there is a woman, or if there is a person who lost his weight and still maintaining it for a really great period of time, like decade, you can see that that person is hungry for that. If there is a person who came from nothing to abundance, and it has been like a decade, then you can see that person is hungry towards it. But most of the people give up in few years only. Rare cases, most of the people give up on in just days, weeks, or months, or years. Rarely. People can't be consistent till a decade. because they aren't having that hunger. Again, if I give you the one more example, you can take the example of those street side people, those beggars who are there. You know, I have seen they are really amazing. They're having really very physique. They're really very great at gymnastics without any training. They can do really remarkable dance with those flips. Amazing. They are having really amazing like facial expressions. There are people who can really sing so well, specifically to those old singers. Really, but that's what's the thing. You're having talent, which is actually hidden. And the reason, you're not having hunger to do more, to be more, to achieve more. And that's what people do. That's what the problem of people is. They keep switching. If they don't find result, but they don't be stuck on it. Because they don't having hunger. But how the hunger comes? And I know that you must be having this question in your mind. That hey, benefits of hunger, how it results in, everything great. Even though what talent results in, intelligent results in, absolutely great. But what this hunger truly is, what it is. Because whatever it is, but it's really very powerful. When it comes to normal person and when it comes to blessed person, really huge difference. When it comes to normal person, talented person, really very huge difference. Normal person, intelligent person, really very huge difference. A normal person takes 1 year to learn particular skill, master it, but that talented person or intelligent person already have that. That person is simply saving up a year. But still you are saying that hunger can beat indirectly saving time? What is this hunger? So this is that much powerful that it is beating this child who is having already that skill. From born, that person is already expert in that area. How that thing is this much powerful? Tell me this thing, what is that hunger is and why it is needed here. If you are having this question, then answer is here. If you are saying that, hey, if you will have that hunger in just a single day, you will be that blessed child, you will be that talented child, you will be that intelligent person. No, it won't gonna happen. No. But before that, let me just clear on you that, hey, what's this hunger truly? Look, hunger actually means that willingness inside of yours, that in your inner self is only saying to you that, hey, you should do this. You're really passionate. You're having a deep interest in that particular thing. And this, when it comes to deep interest, having interest on particular thing, this thing everybody has. Everybody has. Some people have in acting, some people have in public speaking, some people have when it comes to networking with people, some people have when it comes to selling a product, some people have a really very huge interest when it comes to painting, drawing, some people have when it comes to singing, dancing, like this. And you have to find what your interest is. Not compulsory acting, dancing, this hobby which is people's. No, it should not. It can be something like kitchen garden. Having your own kitchen garden or normal garden. It can also be what you actually love. You're having deep interest on and your mind, your heart always speaks on it, always ideas bulk on it. Or it can be something like making your fashion designing or jewelry designing kind of thing. Or lipstick making, whatever it is, which actually comes inside of yours, or caring for your skin, finding what's needed, consulting, whatever, financial advice or whatever you are actually having deep interest on, and you love to learn about it, you love to give advice on, and that's what you have to find. When it comes to the deep interest, this everybody has. Doesn't matter if you are introvert, because lots of people just skip this area by saying, I am an introvert, so I do not have it. No, you have it, just either you have killed that passion, that the inner belief, inner passion or inner interest which you're having, or you're not focusing on that area. You're not focusing. And that's what's the thing. Look, that thing which you love to do. And when it comes to the reason number 2, why you have to listen to your inner interest, is the reason. First of all, understand this then. That's not a game of ice cream chips that, hey, somehow you will apply it for a day, for a week, or for a month, or for a year, or for 2 years, for 3 years. You will be really working very hard. You are having that burning desire to do, that hunger to do. You are doing with deeper interest for that year, for 2 years, for 3 years. And you will be more that that intelligent child. You will be more than that talented child. You will be more than that blessed child. No. If it would be that much easy, then everybody must be a billionaire. Everybody must have that authority. But why aren't they? By the way, it's not like that thing is as simple. That thing of that part is really very simple. But simple to do and simple to neglect. You know, if you have to maintain that hunger for a decade, and if you will do it, of course you will have results. Of course. At least for a decade. If it is seeming so, oh my god, it's really very long period, it may be. But it is also giving you a really great amount of wealth. $1 billion. Then you may say to me that, hey, what there is a need in if you're being a billionaire at the age of 60? You are having money, but you're having lesser time. If you're saying something like it, look. First of all, when the thing comes that, hey, being a billionaire at the age of 60, no. When the hunger is there, your interest is also there. Like, suppose you're an artist, you love to make things, you love to just design this clothes, you're a fashion designer, you love to find those different ways to design, do different angles, different ways, different colors to choose and then design, you love to do. You're having deeper interest to do. And so, imagine if that is your work, and for that same work, you're getting paying off. When you even take the example of content creator, how much they're earning? How much? Even when you take the example of the people who are just dancing, even when you take the example of the people who are just simply making drawing videos, painting videos, or comedy videos, entertainment, how much they are getting paid? And don't you believe they love to do? Of course. Of course. And for the same thing, they're also getting paid for. And not a very small amount, or really very huge. Above lakhs. And that's what's the thing you have to understand. And the same thing you're all, again and again doing, which you love to do. Let's suppose you love to paint your nails. Again and again you're doing with different color, different design. Let's suppose you love to speak in public. Again and again you're going with different topics. And people are even loving it. How great it would be. How great. And even the best part here comes that again and again you're improving. Being more and more better in it. Slowly you're being expert on it and keep even going to the highest level. And then people will love you more of it. And that's what. But still, you have to remember this thing at least for a decade. At least for a decade. You have to maintain that consistency. At least you should be completed 2-3 decades on that particular thing. Then you will have $1 billion. Though, maybe at the first 1 or 2 decades, you may earn $1 million, but after 1 or 2 decades, then you will only earn $1 billion. Because earning $1 billion is not a game. But the thing is really very simple. You have to be consistent with that work. Your hunger should not be subtracted. No, that same hunger, with that same inspiration, with the same motivation, you should be every day doing that thing. Of course, making improvements on the thing. Even that quote is even said by a great person, great authority, that if you aren't having any kind of talent, if you aren't having any kind of intelligence, if you aren't even doing a great work still, but if you're consistent with whatever you're doing for a great period of time, still it will pay off. Still. Even if you take the example of many YouTubers are there whose content is not that much good, but as they're maintaining it for a particular duration, a really great duration, they're being consistent on it, and that's why they're getting really great views, likes, comments, just because of the reason they're consistent. And of course they're earning really very great, and that's what. But how it compete those intelligent, talented and blessed people? Because this is really very common. You have more seen in your environment that, hey, people start, they don't see results, they quit. Or most of the cases, people just quit within a week, within a month, or rarely they be consistent till 5 years. After that, they quit. But see, you're being consistent at least till a decade. At least till a decade. So you can grow in that industry. And that's what's the thing. Do you believe that Facebook just dropped